All right, my gold and silver stackers out there in the YouTube universe. This is Born on 11/9/70. Thank you for watching my video. All right, guys, we really need to start putting this to rest about where the precious metals market is going to be headed. All right, we saw just the other day how the Fed announced that it's going to continue its monetary easing. In other words, the $85 billion a month they are not going to touch. They didn't raise it and increase it yet, but they also didn't take away from it. And we've already seen in the past, when they decided to add money into the system, that prices of metals went up. We see here that they decided they're not going to do anything different. They're just going to continue. We saw prices consolidate for a day, and it's basically gaining everything back. Because we see silver right now is almost back up to $32. It's up 50 cents as I speak. We see that gold is up around almost $7 at this point. Platinum has regained all its losses. It's up 1750. It's almost at 1700 again. Same thing with palladium. It only lost about $2 or $3 yesterday, and it's now currently up $16.50, up at 759. So it's showing that no matter what they try and do, it ends up either consolidating the prices for a day, it regains it the next day, and then it continues forward. Now we've seen it rise when they printed more money, when they were doing QE3, for example. We see that it's starting to rise again, and they didn't do anything different. The only other alternative they have is to stop printing that money. Now, we know what's going to happen to the economy when and if they decide to do that. Because they know right now, think of it like somebody on life support. That person is in a coma, they're in their bed, and the only reason they're alive is because they have test tubes in them, feeding them intravenously and pumping life into his soon-to-be dead body. And as long as they keep pumping that stuff up, they can probably keep him alive for another year, maybe another 2 years, maybe even another 5 years. But they know they can't save it. They know that person is not going to be revived. They're just keeping him technically alive. Once they pull that plug, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to see him all of a sudden. You're going to see this, the heartbeat of the regulator, then all of a sudden flatline, gone. It's exactly what's going to happen to the economy. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, because I see all these other people, well, not all these other people, there's a select few people that, for some reason, because they decided to sell their silver, they want to give you all these wonderful things and try and give this doomsday scenario of how you're going to lose everything, so you better sell now. In other words, misery loves company. They'll even give you some intelligent viewpoints that seem like they could be logical, because in anything in life, you can have two sides of it that will seem logical. So it depends on what side you want, and usually it boils down to, do I like the person or not? And I know there are people out there that make some very interesting, very wild, very crazy, very nonsensical type of entertaining videos. I understand that. But here's the thing. If you are here to protect your family, what are you more interested in? What's more entertaining, or what's more factual towards what your goal is to achieve? Now, I understand that nobody wants a collapse in an economy. You think I want that? I mean, really? You think I want to end up paying $9 for gas and having all these problems where people are going to try and steal all the things that I have because they were too foolish to care about anything other than what's on television? Absolutely not. But we have to understand something here, that whether we think this is going to happen, whether we believe it's going to happen, whatever entertaining video is out there to distract you, remember, that's all it's doing, is distracting you from preparing for what's going to be coming. Because our economy, our dollar, is on life support. It's in bed with a coma, with all these tubes pumped into it, keeping it alive. That's called quantitative easing. They're printing more and more money, trying to keep it alive. Now, we've already seen when they add more money, price of gold and silver goes up. We've now seen that when they decided not to do anything different and just keep it the same, it consolidated barely, because we saw silver lose, what, 75 cents total? Maybe 50 cents total? It's gaining it all back the next day. So the only other alternative they have is to either print more money, which we already know what that does, keep it the same, which now we know what that does, or they say, all right, we can't do it anymore, we're going to stop. You're going to see interest rates go up. You're going to see all metals. This is what's going to happen at first, because this is where people are going to try and scare you. If you see, for example, the stock market react and that everything starts crashing, you're going to see the price of gold and silver go down. Now, here's where you really need to pay attention to this. It is not the physical price that's going and losing its value. It's the paper, because they manipulate the paper price. So when you see that if the stock market decides, all right, the economy's really bad and it's starting, people aren't trusting in the paper anymore, you are going to see the price of gold and silver fall paper-wise. And you are going to see a separation of the physical and the paper. That's why, even if you saw physical silver go down to $10, you will never find any bullion dealer out there with any sense of intelligence that is going to say, oh, okay, I probably paid about $15 for this silver, maybe $20, maybe as high as $30. I'll sell it to you for 10. Really? You think that's going to happen? Because they're going to be smarter than the average person out there. I mean, go out. We have to understand something, that most of us watch this stuff because we are intelligent. Even if you don't like me or you don't like somebody else, you're still kind of in the mix of what's really going on. Go up to somebody on the street and ask them what the word spot price is. And basically watch them look at you like you have two heads. So we have to understand something. We get a little spoiled because we watch this stuff all the time. We really know this information. The average person on the street, which is pretty much 90% of the public out there, has no clue what's going on. And they're not going to know until somebody tells them what's going on. And it's obviously not going to be people like myself, and even the others who may not like silver, and they may kind of dog it a little bit, but they still know more than the average person on the street. So they're not going to know until they see somebody on television say, oh my God, the stock market crashed. Oh my God, look what's happening. Run to your local store. So while they're buying all the food that they can, the smart people like you and I are just sitting there waiting to see what happens next. And if you have your physical gold and silver, you don't care about where the paper price is going. Because as you see already, I just went on that website. Remember how many times I've said how the spot price is raised? Well, they raised it another 10 cents an ounce. Now, that may not seem like a big deal, but like, for example, back in December, when I was buying the 90% silver coins, I was paying 59 cents over spot. Right now, they raised it again to $1.29 over spot. So it's doubled. Actually, it's more than doubled. So we need to understand something. There's going to be a big separation. But if you really think you're going to be able to buy a 1-ounce silver bar, or a 1-ounce silver eagle, or any amount of silver for $10 because you saw the collapse in the economy, you are crazy. The paper price will go down. Eventually, bullion dealers will stop selling. You'll have miners that will just shut down their mines because there's no way in their right mind they would be selling at those prices. And I understand people will always come up with some logical rebuke. They'll say this, that, and the other thing, and it might even make sense. If you want to believe them and risk your family's future by some stranger that you don't know that's going to say to you, oh, you better get out of your protection. I mean, you know, if you were all of a sudden in some war, would you have somebody give you logical reasons why you shouldn't have a gun to protect yourself? You know, and if you know, the fool and their money is soon parted. But there's a saying, you know, when people make fun of other people and they talk about, oh, that person's an idiot or that person's a fool. Here's a wonderful sentence for you. Who's more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows him? So if you want to go to entertaining videos that tell you all these wonderful things that make you laugh, and, you know, there are people who poke fun at other people, and, you know, they may make sense every now and then, but if you want to trust your family's livelihood based on entertaining videos, hey, if you lose everything, explain to your children that, you know, at least they were entertained. Keep that in mind, guys. I am sticking with my precious metals because I know where the future is headed. And it's not heading anywhere good. And it's not because I'm some doomer and gloomer. You've never seen me ever make a video saying the world is coming to an end. Okay? But like I've said in the past, if you lose everything and you have no more food access, you have nowhere to live, you can't get a job, and your money is worthless, and you sold or gave away all of your precious metal protection, then it's the end of the world for you. Keep that in mind, guys. So if you want to keep getting entertained, be careful what you wish for. You may get it. I'm here to help the people out there that really care about what's coming down the road. If you think things are really getting better, then you know what? Sell every precious metal you got and sit there with your fiat currency and see what it buys you. Because every month they print more, you have to use more of what you've gotten to buy a bunch of crap. Even houses right now. If you think buying a house is a good idea now, unless you can turn around and sell it for a quick profit, or you have tons of money that you could throw away, you are just throwing away dollars. And guess what, guys? Government can take your property any moment they want. And people can say things like, oh, they can confiscate your gold and silver. They sure could. But I guarantee you this, you can hide a coin a lot faster than you can a property. So thanks for watching, guys. I know there's going to be people who don't like this, but you know what? Sometimes the truth hurts. If it doesn't resonate with you, just don't do it. Keep being entertained. You know, as they say, Nero fiddled while Rome burned. Hope you got a good fiddle. Peace.